Welcome back, my gardening friends. Well, if you remember, beginning of the year I built this grow room very quickly, and it worked quite well. I paid out and bought myself some grow lights. I lined it with tin foil, which was okay, but as you can see it's not ideal. And two of my subscribers kindly told me what to use, so I've actually purchased some of the foil blankets. So those have been purchased and I've got those, and this was absolutely ideal, but not quite roomy enough. It did get quite crowded, so I've decided to turn the greenhouse and this part of the shed into where I'm going to look after my plants, seedlings and everything else. The grow room will be moved to here. This is another purchase. The bubble wrap there was a freebie, so we've run that bubble wrap all the way around. This will be for the gaps. Now we've already got a gap between the glass and there using those clips, so we've got an insulating layer there. I've actually purchased some more because I've got issues up at the greenhouse on the hashtag starting a new allotment. So the large bubble wrap that I've purchased is going along here, so there'll be another gap, so another insulated layer. And we'd already done this, some of you may have seen it before, but I've just used silicone just to hold it so that we can create another gap. So let's get it all cleared out. We've got a little bit of timber that we may be able to use, some more bubble wrap at the back there that was used as packaging. I bought that. That'll be ideal just for under the areas that doesn't really matter. And managed to get hold of some pallets. These have been cut in half. These have just had the ends cut off. I've just got a little bit of an idea for those. The main reason for getting the grow room out and everything else, because this is the entrance to the garage, and as you can see, I'm going to struggle there. Now these logs were stacked in 2014, so I can start using these even though there's some in the garage that can still be used. So this covered area here leads to some guttering just there, drops down, comes back round and drops onto the greenhouse. So it runs down the lip, comes out here, down and into the tank. Now this I've put an extra tap on. Looks like the water levels, oh it isn't, we've got water there. It's been filling up with all this extra rain. I may eventually run the pipe then into a tank inside, so we never actually lose any water, because this has been filling right to the top. This water container had already got two holes. These just threaded into the existing threading, and now to fill a can up by actually using both soon fills a can up. Who's been stood there waiting for the can to fill? So that's going to be ideal. And this roof here also carries the water across and down. So let's get it emptied and see what room we've got and make a start. These corner clips are ideal for getting that bubble wrap right into the corner. Slides straight onto the aluminium frame. This silicone out of skips, free, so I'm quite liberal with it. Waste not, want not. As you can see in that corner, I've got a little bit of water ingress, and in the past it's rotted the pallets, any wood I've had in here, so I'm going to use the rest of the corners to sit some pallets on before I actually put the thick bubble wrap around. Well, that polystyrene did come in handy, and got the one piece left. Not sure how far the grow room will come across. Hopefully it won't go as far as that. I've measured it and hopefully we're okay. I can infill that later. So let's get a bit more done. I've now put the 2 layers of the bubble wrap that I bought, the bigger stuff. So we've put the top one on first, then the second one, because this needs to be overlapped onto that one because heat rises. We don't want heat to disappear under the bubble wrap, but it will all be covered by the blankets, the foil blankets. So I've had to put those in the corner just to hold the silicone tight for now, and the next job will be is to get the grow room into here so I know where I am for when I put the staging in. Well, it was a tight squeeze. I do need to get it levelled up. It looks, you know, like at that end's dropped down. I'll probably have enough room here to do the potting up. I've got quite a bit of timber, I can sort that. That's what I used to stack my logs on. Well, that can be turned and I can create a shelf. Not sure whether it'll fit or not. It should do, because that old bed, that levelled up with that. I had to take that out because the 2 full pallets wouldn't quite fit. It's easier to move that out and then cut it to fit, but I'm hoping I might take a little bit of polystyrene out that end and just give it a nudge. If not, it's just the width of that piece of wood there that it's too big, so I'll have to play with that, see how I get on. Well, the grow room isn't exactly level, but the cross brackets in there, I can adjust them to suit where it's sitting now, instead of like I did before trying to adjust it. It's easier to put the spirit level on and get everything level in the grow room afterwards. So I've just been having a little bit of a play with these pallets. Originally I thought if I did it having some across the back and then some upright and then bring them across, but it just takes up too much room. So I'm going to stick with this pallet there, and this pallet will sit so far up, and then because of how I've had to transport these, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it leaves me 3, so we'll use the 3 one across the top instead of the 4, so that'll just radiate a little bit of light within the grow room. So I wasn't sure whether I'd got to put the foil across the front of that. I haven't now, so it's going to make it easier. I can put the foil blankets across the front and across the bottom. Now, using pallets has actual shelves. I was going to buy some ply, but then I thought I could make use of that Corex plastic, you know, what the signs are made on. So that'll be ideal just to stop the plant pots falling over. So the next job is clear everything out. Now I know what I'm doing, I'll get some of the silver foil on. Right, I've got my first foil blanket up, and what a difference that makes. It's easier to get that in first. I can fasten that on and then cover that up, and then as I put the covers on, I can perhaps wrap it in the foil before I actually drop the trays in. But I'm just fluffing it as I go along, see how we go. But it'll be nice to get that all lined properly, take all these runners out and then redo it all and level it all up to get it to this shiny state, and then any lights that I do have will reflect enough heat, or should we say light, and hopefully we won't lose too much heat either. Thank you to everyone who suggested to use one of these foil blankets. Brent, I can't quite, I'll put it in the comments below. Steve from Steve's Seaside Allotment, and I'm sure somebody else recommended using the foil blankets, but I can't quite find those comments on the grow room build. So thank you to them. Pay their channels a visit. That's what I like about doing a blog. If I make a mistake or do something, people make the suggestions, and then we improve, we learn. So thank you very much to everyone. This is part 1 of the greenhouse grow room build, and I can have a mess about now and get the rest of this together, and I'll show you a little bit more another day. Please subscribe so that you don't miss any future uploads. Like and share, really do appreciate it. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, ta-ra for now.